on BBC Radio Wales. Just gone 9:15. Let's now return to my interview with Boy George, who is playing in Wales next week. Now, earlier I played the track Do You Really Want to Hurt Me, which Boy George said in the interview was a very personal song to him. So when he hears that song again, does it instantly bring back the memories that he wrote the song about?
Yeah, because I'm one of those kind of like, you know, I'm a true romantic, and we're demented. You know, true romantics are impractical, they're obsessive, you know, they never forget things. And I'm also a Gemini, you know, and Geminis, you know, they always hold on to things, particularly emotional things.
Yeah.
So those things never go away. I remember when I was a kid, there was a Mark Bolan song, I think it's called Venus Loon or something like that. Yeah. And there's a lyric that says, "Everyone I ever loved, I'll love till I die." And I think that's very true of me. And I remember that stuck in my mind as a kid, you know, because, you know, I am one of those people that, you know, I can get a bit Glenn Close. But, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, I don't want people to think I sit at home being bitter, but I always remember, you know, things that have affected me emotionally. They always stay in my heart, always.
Sure. And you mentioned before we played the track there that people perhaps often forget that you are first and foremost a musician and a songwriter, a great songwriter actually, and a singer as well. Do you think the fact that this kind of iconic figure, Boy George, has got in the way of what you actually do in people's minds?
I think that, you know, one of the downfalls of having an image like mine is that it does cloud what people think of you, you know, because I think you reach a point in your career where there's a collective idea of you, you know, and people can't get beyond that. And unfortunately, you know, I think all artists, you know, are responsible in some ways for creating these, you know, these kind of misconceptions of themselves, you know, because, you know, it's very easy to do. And I think at the moment I just need to get past that, you know, because I think people have forgotten that, you know, I do sing and write songs. And you know, that's partly my responsibility, you know, so I've got to get out there and say hello.
Because one of the most bizarre things I remember seeing recently was the documentary that was made of when you had to clean the streets of New York a couple of years ago, and there was a camera crew following you around everywhere.
Well, the documentary was rubbish, but the actual experience of being in New York, you know, was very humbling. Not because I had to sweep the streets, but because people were so nice to me. You know, people in the street were so affectionate to me, and I went over there thinking I'm never coming here again, you know. They're humiliating me, how dare they, you know, that's it, America's off the map. And people were just so nice to me from the minute I got there to the minute I left. And you know, it was just, you know, I thought, God, I cannot, you know, I have to come back, you know, because I really felt a lot of love there. So that was a great experience for me. That was what was humbling about it, not sweeping up. I don't care about that.
Sure.
You know?
But you actually learnt a lot from doing that.
Well, I mean, I think that sometimes I kind of think, I think I know what a situation's going to be, you know, I think I know it all, you know, and I think, oh, I know what this is going to be like, and then you get there and you find that actually things aren't as bad as you think they're going to be, and you learn something new about yourself through that, I think. Yeah,
so you're constantly learning all the time, really.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, I said earlier about, you know, sort of saying things, you know, like in public. Very often with me, I'll say something, and then in the next breath I think, oh, why did I just say that? And, you know, because I'm not a malicious person, you know. People that know me well will tell you that, but I just have a bit of a big mouth.
Well, that's all right. That's part of your charm, George.
No, you know, I've got lots of other charms.
And what do you think of all these bands getting back together this year? Because Culture Club reformed a couple of years ago.
They did, yes, without me.
Without you. I mean, everybody's getting back together now, aren't they? The Police and everyone's getting back together. What do you kind of think of that?
I think if it works, you know, I mean, I think it depends on why you're doing it, you know. I think if it works and you're doing it because you want to do it, no, I mean, the Police aren't hard up, are they?
No, certainly not.
So they can't, you know, I don't think they can be doing it for the money. Although you never know. But I mean, you know, with me and when I did a reformation with Culture Club, and the first time we did it was amazing. You know, but I don't think you can do it constantly. You know, we did it and it was great, but people aren't going to come every year to see that, you know. So it's a one-off thing for me, you know, and
was it quite strange getting back together with the original lineup? There's a saying that says you can't reheat a souffle. Did you find it quite sort of difficult to sort of kind of reinvent the magic, if you like?
It's funny, you know, for that first kind of, we did a sort of, you know, American tour, we did the UK, we were playing with the Human League, you know, loads of other 80s bands, and it was great. It worked really well. You know, it was really good fun, and there was a lot of affection. But beyond that, you know, it became difficult. Because, you know, once we sort of decided to go on another tour, I started thinking, you know what, maybe this is a bad idea, and we'd started to get on each other's nerves again, you know.
What is it about bands that makes them get on each other's nerves and fall out?
You know what it is? I was saying earlier, it's a bit like when you're in love. You know, you worry too much about how things are going to end or where it's going and what the other person's feeling, that you actually don't enjoy the most important parts of it. And I think career's a bit like that, you know. What's that thing, you don't miss your water till your well runs dry?
That's right.
You know, the blues singers, they've always got an answer for everything, haven't they?
Well, listen, George, it's brilliant to have you on the programme. Now, when are we going to have some new material from you? What's happening in 2008?
Well, I'm going to be doing some new stuff on the tour, and we'll see what goes down well, you know, what you know, the audience reaction is, and I will be looking for a new producer, and yeah, you know, looking for a new label, and putting out some music.
Right, okay.
But I'm not trying to recreate what I had in the 80s. I want just to, you know, sell a few records and play live.
Okay, and the final question before you play one of your other huge hits. How is Marilyn? Whatever happened to Marilyn? Are you still buddies with Marilyn?
Yeah, I actually speak to Marilyn. Not a lot, but we speak, you know, sporadically. And, you know, Marilyn is... What did I say in my book? We're sisters under the skin, you know, we'll always be friends. He's a very funny guy.
Yeah. So he's still around, he's still cooking.
Yeah, he's still clicking and still as funny as ever. You know, sometimes when I ring him, I can be in the most, you know, sort of down mood, and within minutes he'll have me in stitches, you know.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, listen, George, I think you did some fantastic stuff over the years. I'm really glad you're going back out on the road, because that is what you do, Boy George, best, I think, to be honest.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, really good. We're going to finish now with Karma Chameleon, a number one from 1984.
Yes.
How long did it take you to write this tune? Because it's such a catchy hit.
You know, I wrote this, and the rest of the band said it was the worst thing they'd ever heard.
What?
And it wasn't going on the record.
You're kidding.
And I had to fight with them. It was the last thing we recorded on Colour by Numbers.
Yeah.
I had to fight with them. I should have kept all the publishing.
Okay, well, Boy George is going out on tour. He's at Llandudno Venue, Cymru on the 30th of January, and from 1984 now, this, of course, a huge global hit for Culture Club. This is Karma Chameleon. Thanks a lot, George.
Thank you.